Hi everyone and welcome back to the Fallen Fig Tree. I know I promised in the last episode that I would be filming in the car, but honestly it's not really working out. I've tried, and every time I try to do so, I get really tired and low-key kind of confused as to where I'm supposed to park the car to film. So I decided why not just do it in my room. Honestly, there's nothing behind me, like it's kind of bland. If you're watching this on video, obviously you'll see that it's just a white wall, whatever. So recently I have had an issue. When do I not have an issue? Honestly, like I need to stop talking about this stuff, but I'm gonna have to talk about this. I have recently found it really hard to just do anything in general, whether that be academically or just anything. I'm so fried from working all the time and just doing nothing and just prioritizing my academics. It's just been so hard, and I've just been trying so hard to care, which I don't anymore. And I find that kind of a problem because I used to think that I would. Actually, I never thought of any of what I'm about to say. But basically, I don't care anymore. I don't care about academics anymore, but that's not true because I really do care. I get really upset when I get a bad grade. I get really upset when I don't try, but at the same time, it's not like I have it's not like I have an easy time. It's not like I have a way to cope with everything. I just have such a bad way of coping with stress. And let's get into it because I'm just full of surprises. So as you know, I've deleted social media, and so I don't really have anything to distract me when it comes to my work. Academically, I just don't have a way. I just don't have anything to just make me stop working or focusing on my work. Yeah, and before, when I did have social media, I would just scroll and worry about everything else later. Now I don't have that. So now I'm more aware of what I'm doing and what's the cycle that I keep putting myself into every single time because I don't want to do any of my work, which I find kind of crazy because I have always been a person who values academics, kind of not really. Like I say I don't care, but I do care, but like I don't care enough to make myself struggle or like work so hard to get good grades, because sometimes when I do study so hard or focus really well in class doesn't mean I'm gonna get good grades at all. But for so long I valued my self-worth depending on what my grade was in school. Specifically, I had worked so hard in school, 4.0 GPA, never miss an assignment, always on time. I just was like, let me prove that I'm smart, for university. Then came university, and then I was just like, I don't care anymore. And that was really hard for me because I did care about what my grade was and what my GPA was. But the thing is, I started getting way more overwhelmed and anxious because new setting, new people, and learning a lot of trauma that I've had develop from people. And I just do not recall ever being able to not be burnt out from everything. So I was really burnt out after school and I needed a break. I told my parents I should take a gap year, but there's no such thing as a gap year in my family. Anyways, yeah, so it just started to become really bad. So my first year of uni, first semester, fine, kind of did the best I could. Second semester is where it went, like everything just went downhill. I just was like, I don't care anymore. That was the worst possible idea that I probably ever had, but I was so depressed, so burnt out, studied, and was so confused as to whether I like my major or not. So it was just a whole thing, and I was just like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't think I want to do academics, and I just want to drop out. I want to move away. I had this fixation on leaving the country, so I've always had this like idea where I'm gonna restart. Doesn't matter what my grades are, I'm restarting anyways. Like, what does it matter, So I just burn out, just didn't care what my grades were. Although I did care whenever I did see like a bad grade, I get really upset, and then I'd work really hard to get that grade up, and then after I'm just like, okay, that was it. Like, that was the grade. Like, great. Now what? It's not like it's gonna get me anything. And the thing is, it doesn't. Grades don't determine if you're smart or not. It's just really exhausting to always have to fight for your intelligence in a way. And I've always felt like I wasn't as smart as other people, or yeah, I've never really felt as smart because I wouldn't really excel in math or science, any of those technical courses, because my brain doesn't really work like that. I'm more on the creative side, and so it was just like kind of a hard pill to swallow. And when uni came around, I was studying my major. I loved it, honestly. Like the first semester I was doing more hands-on work with film, where we'd film an actual short film. And my second semester I had nothing to do. It was all theoretical, so I was just like, I hate my life. I hate theoretical classes. I hate theory. I hate all of it. It's so annoying. I feel like I'm not learning anything, because I wasn't really learning anything, honestly. I think you learn better when you're actually doing the thing. If someone's telling you how to do something, but you're not actually doing it, how are you ever going to learn, you know? Did not like it. I became really depressed really quickly. Came in the semester afterwards. Honestly, burnout, honestly, anything to do with academics or people in general just drains me, especially when I don't talk. But yeah, second semester came along, worked really hard, okay? I worked really hard. I studied really hard. My friends gave me lectures on how I should probably care more and how I should stop letting my emotions take control over how I feel. And I did. I pushed through the pain. I pushed through the burnout. And was it worth it in the end? I don't know if it was worth it in the end, honestly. Because this semester, I am just more aware of when I don't want to do anything, because I had an exam today. Let me tell you, to study for this exam was a pain. I went through probably like 4 cycles of I should be studying, but I don't want to do it right now. But I have other things to do. But I'm also so stressed, but I don't want to do anything right now because I'm so stressed and I'm so overwhelmed. So I just need this thing to pass, and I just need to feel better. And honestly, it's pretty confusing and pretty intense to live in my head, because on one side of my brain, I'm just like, okay, stay focused, stay disciplined, gotta get a good grade, gotta prove myself, you know? On the other hand, I'm just like, stress, other things to do. I want to do my own thing. I want to focus on what I like. I don't want to be rushed into things. I hate being rushed. I hate not being on my own timeline. And anything to do with just being rushed pisses me off and makes me feel like it's the end of the world, because I don't like not having time. And I know I'm the one that gave myself that very small gap of time to study, but it still pissed me off. And so I just continued on stressing with everything, and later on realized that, like, is it worth it? Because sometimes I feel like no matter how much I study, I won't ever be good enough. And it's not just with academics. I feel like I've had this feeling recently where I've been doubting myself a lot with everything. And I mean everything. And I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm good enough, which is crazy because I've always thought I was good enough until now. Actually, that's not true. I didn't always think I was good enough, but recently I had been, and now I'm just like, I'm doubting a lot of my life choices. And especially academically, I just don't know if it's worth it to punish myself for not studying. Like, is it really worth it to punish myself for getting a bad grade? Like, I don't know. And sometimes I do think it is valid to punish myself, because I'm in a university, I'm here to learn, and I'm here to get a degree and like actually graduate and use that degree. And failing isn't really an option. Like, I shouldn't be failing. Like, I'm already in a very privileged position of just going to university, so I probably should study. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know if academics are for me, because I always struggle with this reality of, is it actually worth it? Like, I don't know. And later on, I have realized that a lot of what I'm feeling has to do with burnout. I just don't know how to give myself grace, and I don't know how to relax when I'm stressed, because I just know I have a lot of things to do. Like, I'm more relaxed when I don't have an exam, but when I know I have an exam, I just start to actually go insane. Like, I start to think about it, and that's all I think about, and I can't sleep. Like, I actually don't know how to sleep. I didn't sleep well today because I had an exam in the morning, and it's an essay exam. Like, I love English, I love literature, I love all of it, but I just don't know if I wrote well. I don't know. I hope I did. I'm praying to God that I get a good grade. It's just, I did my best with the time I gave myself, and I hope I get a good grade. Honestly, if I don't get a good grade, I'm probably gonna hate myself for it, and I'm probably gonna get really angry at myself, because I've always thought I've excelled in English writing. Maybe not the language, but I don't think I'm good at any language, honestly, even though I'm bilingual. And let me tell you, in both languages, it's a problem that I just tend to not be able to express any words. Anyways, yeah, so I just have had this over-ending thought of, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, and then I'm just not letting myself breathe. And the deadlines I put on myself are probably the worst thing I could ever do for my mental, because I feel like life's more important and valuable than academics. Even though academic is really important now, it's really important to be well educated. And let me tell you, I love to learn. I love learning. I honestly love studying too. I'm not gonna lie, I romanticize it. It's just to get to study, like I don't mind studying. It's just the process of sitting down and studying is just a pain. Like, once I reach flow state, I'm like in flow state. But to get to flow state is just a pain that I don't like, and it's something that really affects me negatively, and I have a hard time doing. I don't know why. I just think I overthink it, but at the same time, I don't think I am overthinking it. Maybe it's a lack of time management. Even though I have more time now, it's just I choose not to use that time, because sometimes I just want to sit and do nothing, because it is important to relax. It is important to get your mind off of things, and me not being able to get my mind off of exams or assignments makes my body itch, because I don't like not reaching it. Like, I don't like not doing something before the deadline. I don't like not finishing something I started. It pisses me off when I give up or when I'm a failure, even though I fail in everything, you know. I failed with so many things, and I don't think I like failing in front of people, because I think there's a lot of shame around failing. I don't know why, but I just don't want to be a failure, you know. And like, as I'm starting to think more and like actually use my brain. I'm starting to realize that I've actually failed in a lot, and even academics, sometimes I have failed in certain things. It's fine, I've gotten my grade up afterwards, like it's not the end of the world, you know. But I just think I sometimes feel like I don't like deadlines. I hate deadlines. I actually hate deadlines so much, because when a deadline is tied to a specific assignment that might not be as critical as math, but it's more or less creative, I start to feel like, why is there an assignment for a creative assignment? Like now that I'm doing graphic design, and honestly, I have never been happier in graphic design. I feel like I found this side of me that I did not know I had, and this love for art, which surprisingly I thought I lost, because I do come from a family of artists. I just thought I'd always be a different type of artist, you know. But it's crazy that no matter what I'm doing, I need to do something creative. I don't know what it is, but I just hate the deadline. I just hate the feeling that I'm put under pressure, and the feeling that I have something to do. Like I hate having, what is it called? A deadline? I don't know what it's called, but like I hate not being in, I just don't like it, you know? And the stress just eats me up. It just eats me up. And I have a very bad way of dealing with it. Do you want to know how I deal with it? I'll tell you. So first, say I have to study for an exam tomorrow, okay? I know I have an exam. I don't really care. I kind of know the material, so I'm just gonna let myself wait. I know I have time, so I'm like, there's time. There's still a lot of time. I have time to study. I sit down on my desk. I'm like, okay, let's open the computer. Let's go through what I'm supposed to be studying. I open it up, and then I'm like, actually, I'm hungry. Let's eat. So I go and make myself some sort of food, some sort of meal to eat, and then I'm like, okay, no, I can't study and eat, so I need to watch something. So I'm like, okay, let me go on YouTube. Okay, I can't find anything to watch, so I go on Netflix, or then go on YouTube again, because I couldn't find anything nice to watch on Netflix. I sit through a whole video. Usually I watch videos that are long, like 20 minutes to upwards. So I sit down, watch the whole video through, and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to make myself a cup of coffee. So I go make a cup of coffee, and I'm like, okay, actually I need to shower, because I know I'm gonna feel better once I'm refreshed. So I go shower, come back, and then I just sit down. I got my phone, open Snapchat, go see if anyone sent me a streak, reply, try to find something else to do, you know. I'm just like trying to figure out something, and then I'm just like, oh fine, I'll open it and start studying. I study for 20 minutes, and then I'm like, time for a break. So I just get up, go somewhere, walk somewhere, I don't know. I figure and if my parents asked me to do something for them, like, perfect timing, I was just needing a break. Like I just needed a break, and usually it's something far, because I do live far from everything. So it takes me an hour to do something, or just to go get something and come back. So then I'm like, oh, there's no more time. Okay, now I have to actually study, because I need to sleep early, because not sleeping is not a good thing, because when I don't sleep and put an all-nighter just to study, I don't even end up getting good grades, so it doesn't really matter. So I study for an hour, and then like, okay, that's it, let me go to bed. In the morning, I either start to study in the morning or I don't, but yeah, that's basically how every single time I have to study goes. And honestly, it's not that bad. I make it sound like it's really bad, but it's not that bad. I just think I have a hard time with accepting that there is no time. I don't know, I think there's actually something wrong with me. But whenever I talk to a friend of mine, when it comes to how I start to study, they always tell me that this is a direct cause of burnout, and not because you don't actually study. Because sometimes early on in the semester, I do sit down and study right after class, because I know if I don't, I won't study at all. So when I actually start doing this whole stress cycle, I start to realize I'm actually burnt out, and that's why I don't care. But at the same time, I do care, because I know if I get a bad grade, I'm actually gonna hate myself for it, and I'm gonna get really upset, and I'm probably gonna tear myself down for getting a bad grade, because I do value academics for some reason. But yeah, I'm kind of crazy. And the thing is, being a uni student is so different than being a school student, because when you're in school, the assignments are way easier. You have all the, like, I don't know, in school it just felt different. All the assignments felt easier and faster to do, even though the assignments in uni aren't that different. It's just more intense and more in-depth. I think it's just a different environment, and a lot goes on when you go into uni. Especially for me, like, I have had a very rocky start to uni, let me tell you. So I, for the longest time, it's kind of still do, but like not really, for the longest time, suffered with social anxiety. Where are my social anxiety people at? I had such a bad way of talking to people. I was delusional, okay? So my social anxiety started to form around the age of maybe 15. Like peak teenage years is when all of this started to happen. I started to get scared of talking to people. It was because a lot of things had happened before, so I was just like, I don't want to go through that anymore. I need to protect myself. That's how my body was operating. So my body was on fight or flight 24/7. Could not talk to anyone. Whenever someone talked to me, awkward interactions. Awkward. I don't mind being an awkward person. I am an awkward person. I will say if a moment is awkward. Anyways, yeah, social anxiety. Yeah, in school, whenever someone tried to talk to me, I was just like, other than the fact I really didn't get along with a lot of them because I just didn't like a lot of them, which now I don't mind them at all, but I think in school, you feel like you're stuck, and I personally don't like the feeling of being stuck or tied down to a place. So I just was like, not happening. I don't want to talk to these people. This is how my brain was working. I would say I don't want to sit with someone because I don't like them, right? But at the same time, I'd be like, let me sit with them in a room and I will 100% guarantee that I will become friends with them in the end of an hour. Was that true? Absolutely not. And I started to realize that more and more as I started to grow older. And what started to really make me realize that I actually have a problem with social interaction is when some of my oldest friends would tell me I am the most antisocial person they had ever seen. And to me, I was just like, I don't think that's true. Like, I'm not antisocial. Like, I genuinely just love to talk, you know? Like, I have an addiction to talk. Like, I genuinely just love to talk. And so when someone would tell me that, I'd be like, what are you even talking about? I talk all the time. You just don't know me. You just don't know me. And then I started to realize, maybe I actually do have a problem. Maybe I just don't know how to talk to people I don't know. And I've been scared to talk to people I don't know. And now, honestly, I've gotten better at it. I've gotten better at actually talking, because before I just didn't really, like, after realizing that it was social anxiety, I was just like, I don't really care anymore. I don't care who you are. Like, I'm not putting in any effort, because whenever I did put in any effort, was never reciprocated back. So I was just like, is it even worth it? Like, I don't care if I don't have friends, you know? But I did care. Of course, I still care. To this day, I do care. Thank God I do have friends now. But going into uni, it was interesting to see, because I thought once I went to uni, bam, new friend group, bam, I'm social now, you know? That didn't happen for maybe a year. And then now it's just gotten a lot better. I'm able to, honestly, the only reason this has gotten to the point where I'm able to talk to people and stuff was because of therapy. Therapy really did help. I did therapy for around 5 months. I should have continued, but I kind of ghosted the therapist. And also I think in summer I really got out of my comfort zone with people in general. Like, I really didn't care what people said or what people thought about me anymore. And then in sophomore year of university, I was taking a lot of courses that had to do with presenting, and presenting really pushed me to not gaff anymore, you know? But at the same time, like, now, even with the classes I'm taking, sometimes I do get really anxious and really shy, but I've just had an easy way of processing it now and accepting that I'm feeling this way, and like, it's not the end of the world if I say something or act a certain way, or if someone doesn't like me. Like, it's not the end of the world. Most people probably don't like me. I don't even like everyone, so it's fine. And with all of that, I had always felt this very intense feeling of I'm so drained, because I didn't talk to a lot of people, you know? In school, I'd always come back home tired and exhausted, and it's because I actually did not talk. And when I don't talk, I tend to feel like I just don't matter, and like I don't exist, and I hate that feeling. And so with all of that and academics and mental health, my grades started to like slip, and I started to just not care, which is honestly fine. Like, I think I had to go through everything that I did. You know what's even crazier is during school I blocked everyone on my socials. Like, I was actually mentally ill. I'm not even kidding. One, I just didn't like them, but two, I just needed to block everyone. Even I blocked some people that I even knew because I felt really ostracized I just felt ostracized my whole life. So I just needed to block everyone to be able to post, and I did that. And then I unblocked everyone, obviously, but I'm just telling you the length I have gone to heal in a way. And a lot of people have disagreed with my methods, but I think it's what was meant to happen. You know, I had to do all of this to reach the point where I'm able to post, talk to people now, actually give an interest when someone asks me a question instead of giving them one-worded answers because I just didn't care. Or I'm kind of narcissistic like that. Like, I just don't care, but I do, you know, like I do. I value friendships so much. I value certain people so much. Like, I now have a better understanding of what it means to have good friends and what it means to not have good friends and what bad friends are. Like, I know what a bad friend is, and I know when someone's not treating me right and when to say, like, I don't deserve this. Even though I've always had a strong personality where I've always said no, it's just with people I've always struggled with the social aspect of it. Sometimes, if I'm being completely honest, sometimes I just still do struggle. Like, I just sometimes don't know what to tell someone that I don't know. Like, if I meet someone I've never met before, I'm always so confused with what I should be asking them or talking to them about. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, I have always felt this urge to act impulsively and to actually shoot my shot with people because I think it's more fun. And yeah, I think honestly, if you're in the same situation, I think you should just give it time, go to therapy, and just shoot your shot thought if you want to become friends with someone, I think it's more fun. It's scary. I'm not even kidding. It's actually terrifying. Like, I had DM'd someone that I found really cool. Are we friends? No. But they replied, and I found it crazy that they replied, and it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. It was a good time. I just think I should have done it earlier. I actually don't. I think everything that's happened so far has been what has had to happen, even though I just have a hard time accepting that because I don't like change when it's not in my control. Again, control freak. Yeah, it's why when I get a bad grade, it's not like it's when I don't do the best I know I can or study the best I can and when I get a bad grade and I studied so much, I'm like, what's the point? What's the point of anything if I'm going to not get the grade I deserve? But at the same time, like, I don't know if I studied enough, and sometimes I don't study well, or I just didn't study the correct way for my brain, and now I know that. But getting to a point where you just don't like anyone, or you just hate everyone, is a really scary place, because you actually don't hate anyone, you just hate yourself. And I think the earlier you realize that, the earlier the healing process would begin, you know? Like, honestly, I think I just resented a lot of people, and I think I was scared of people. I had a lot of trauma to do with people, and I just didn't know how to process it. And I think every time I post, or every time I just do anything in general, you know, like, especially when I post on short form content, I tend to overthink it because it reaches more people quicker. And although it's important for me to do so, I just have a hard time doing it in general, even though I know it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about me. I only care what my family thinks. I just don't care about what anyone else thinks, unless I ask. But it's just the whole thing of being exposed. I always struggle with it. It's either I need to be exposed or I need to hide. And I think being exposed is probably the best way for me to heal. Especially as an introverted person, I hated being an introvert. I honestly hated it so much. And I would always resent myself for being an introvert because I always wanted to be social. I've always wanted to have a fun time with people. And then later on, I realized that it's okay to have a fun time with people and also recharge your social battery at home. Because some people do recharge my social battery, but at the same time, some people really drain it. And it especially is drained when I just don't know the person. So I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about anymore. And I think that's the fun thing about it, like just understanding yourself more and understanding your behaviors and why certain things affect you, you know? So yeah, like, I just think it's very interesting to see myself just grow in general. Like, honestly, like, it makes me happy and sad because I really did work really hard to achieve what I'm doing right now, and I think I always forget it and I don't give myself enough grace for being able to pull all that I pull off, you know? Like, I don't give myself grace that I'm able to edit so much and work on my academics and work out and socialize and do the best I can, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it's enough. And I think I need to give myself grace for feeling burnt out sometimes. Like, it's okay. Like, it's not the end of the world if you didn't study for an exam. Like, it's not the end of the world, but it kind of is, but it's not at the same time. Like, you know, I just have a hard time feeling both ways. I just think I want to be the best in everything and I want to achieve everything, but I think everything comes with time. Like, I don't know, sometimes I don't know why certain, like, for example, with social media, I don't know why certain things pop off and others don't. I don't know. And for the longest time, I really cared. Now I just don't really care, but I do, but I don't, because when I do really care, I tend to overthink everything and it makes me hate it. So I don't want to do that. I just want to have a fun time doing everything. Yeah. So I think I do struggle with imposter syndrome a bit, but I never really thought I would struggle with imposter syndrome, because I do think when the time is right and when the stars align for me, for everything to happen to me, I know it's going to be the right time. But I just think now maybe it's not. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to feel ready. I don't know how this stuff is going to work. But this imposter syndrome that keeps happening is such a negative thing, because I hate doubting myself. I don't usually doubt myself, but lately I have, and I don't like it, because why should I be doubting myself? You know, like, I have tried so hard to be the best and do so much and keep myself disciplined and not give myself grace or breaks or anything. And when things don't work out for me, sometimes I'm like, what's the point? Like, what's the point now? What am I supposed to do? Like, does it even matter? Should I even continue? And like, I think it's really fun and interesting to see myself grow out of that, but at the same time, I'm not really grown. I haven't really grown out of it, you know? I don't know. Like, when I start to think about how many things actually scare me, I start to realize how many things I'm terrified of growing up. Not a huge one. Getting into a relationship. I have never been in a relationship. Always wanted to. But like, even now, like, I could get into a relationship now, but it scares me. I don't know if I could right now, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm also scared of getting married. Honestly, you know why I'm scared of getting married? First of all, I feel like I don't have enough people to invite because I'm gonna overthink the guest list, and I don't want that many people in a wedding. Like, I know where I want my wedding. I want it at a beach, by the beach, on the beach, near the beach. I don't know, somewhere where there's a beach, and maybe just like really nice catering, and that's it. That's all I've thought about. I don't really care about the rest of it. I just know where I want it, and I just don't want a big flashy wedding. I want it private. I'm also scared of having kids. Oh my god, I'm like terrified. I've always wanted to be a dad. Honestly, I've always wanted to be a father. It's just like the thought scares me. And also right now, like, I don't know if it's a good idea to birth. Like, obviously I'm not gonna go birth a child right now because like I'm not even married, but I'm just saying, if I ever do, Lord knows I'm probably going to like freak out, because that's when I'm gonna have to be an adult, you know? There's so many things I need to do for myself. Honestly, I think one of them me needing to go back to therapy, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I just think I need to love the process and love my life, and accepting that I don't have to be the best at everything. Like, sometimes it's okay. You don't have to always be the best, because the thing is, if you think you're the best, there's always gonna be someone that's better than you, and like the thing, like, it keeps going on, you know? Like, you can't always be the best at one thing, you know? Like, I don't think it's possible. There's like 8 to 9 billion people on this planet. Like, I don't know how you can be the best out of all. So I think that's kind of crazy. I just really love talking to you, honestly. I really do. I think I just don't know what I'm doing with my life, and it scares me to grow up, and I probably shouldn't be thinking about it, but when I do think about it, I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, does university even matter that much? I don't know. Does any of this matter right now? Like, does any of what I'm doing matter in the grand scheme of things? Who knows? Like, I did a podcast maybe 2 years ago. That was the step that took me into creating content, but I deleted it. I was just like, I don't want to do it anymore. And then I came back to doing a podcast, which is honestly full circle moment. I think it's funny that I just think it's funny. I think life is so funny. I think everything I do is so funny. I don't know. Yeah, so with burnout, I kind of went on a whole different tangent. Anyways, I don't know how to heal burnout, but soon. So, and when I do, you will know. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you so much, and I hope to see you next week. Go follow me on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube. Follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and rate the podcast or review it, because it will help. And yeah, see you next week. I love hanging out with you. I really do. I feel like we talk about really important things. And yeah, I have vacation now, so I'm about to pop off, like, because I literally need a vacation. That's what you need to do when you're burnt out. Take time off. That's the advice I'm giving you, and I'm leaving with you. So I'll see you next week. And yeah, goodbye. Bye.